upbeat, quirky music starts and fades into the background. Hey there, fellow cat servants. Does this sound familiar? It's 8 a.m. You're trying to find your keys, your shoes, and your will to live. And there, in the doorway, sits your cat, staring, judging, their eyes burning into your very soul. You give them a little scratch, say, "Be good, Fluffball," and walk out the door. But have you ever wondered what happens the second that door clicks shut? Do they immediately start hosting a wild party? Or do they just stare at the door, heartbroken, until you return? Today we're pulling back the curtain on one of the biggest mysteries of the feline world, separation anxiety. Does your cat secretly suffer while you're off conquering the world? Or are they just fine-tuning their plans for world domination? We're about to find out. And hey, before we start, drop the name of your furry little overlord in the comments below. Let's see all the incredible names you've come up with. Alright, let's get one thing straight. Cats have an image problem. We think of them as these stoic, independent creatures who basically just tolerate our existence in exchange for food and a warm lap. They're tiny predators who, let's be honest, domesticated us, not the other way around. They nap for 18 hours a day. They silently judge our life choices, and they act like they're doing us a favour by simply existing in our home. So the idea that they could actually miss us, that they could feel anxious when we're gone, it seems almost wrong, doesn't it? But here's the plot twist. Despite their cool guy exterior, cats form incredibly deep and complex bonds with their humans. You are not just a can opener. You are their safe space, their family, their giant, clumsy, hairless cat companion. And when their favourite giant cat disappears for hours on end, some of them genuinely don't know how to cope. So, let's dive into the secret signs that your independent little predator might actually be a giant, fluffy ball of anxiety. First up, let's bust the biggest myth right out of the gate. The idea that cats are solitary loners who don't need anyone. This is pure propaganda, probably started by dogs. In reality, while their wild ancestors were solitary hunters, domestic cats have evolved to be quite social. Feral cat colonies have complex social structures, and our house cats see our family as their colony, their pride, their weird little tribe. You are the leader of that tribe. You are the one who provides the food, the safety, and the chin scratches. When you, the cornerstone of their entire world, vanish without a trace every single day, it can be deeply unsettling for them. They haven't grasped the concept of a job or paying bills. In their mind, you've just been raptured out of existence. For a creature whose survival instincts are built around routine and predictability, your daily disappearance is a major source of stress. So, forget the stereotype. Your cat absolutely cares that you're gone. The real question is, how much does it bother them? So what exactly is separation anxiety in cats? Is it just them being a little sad? Not quite. Think of it less as gentle melancholy and more as a full-blown panic attack. It's a genuine distress disorder. Imagine you wake up and your phone is gone. You check your pockets, your nightstand, under the bed. A little knot of panic forms in your stomach. Now imagine that feeling, but it lasts for 8 straight hours, and the thing you've lost is the giant creature who provides you with everything you need to survive. That's a little closer to what your cat might be experiencing. It's not a behavioural problem in the sense that your cat is being bad or naughty. It's an emotional response to being left alone. They aren't trying to punish you for leaving. They are simply overwhelmed by fear and anxiety, and they don't have the coping mechanisms to deal with it. Understanding this is the first, most crucial step to helping them. Your cat isn't a villain. They're a victim of their own devotion to you. Okay, let's get into the evidence. Sign number 1, the over-the-top greeting. You walk in the door after a long day at work, and you're immediately mobbed. Your cat is weaving between your legs, meowing like they haven't seen a person in a decade, rubbing their face on everything you own, including your shoes. It feels great, right? It's like having a tiny, furry celebrity welcome you home. You think, "Oh, he missed me." And you're right, but it might be more intense than you realise. A calm, happy cat might greet you with a little chirp and a raised tail. A cat with separation anxiety will greet you like you've just returned from a heroic, multi-year space voyage. This isn't just a hello, it's a frantic explosion of relief. This intense display is often a sign that their anxiety level was sky high while you were gone, and your return is the only thing that finally brings it back down. So while it's adorable, pay attention to the intensity. It could be the first clue that their day was more stressful than you thought. So why the ridiculously enthusiastic greeting? What's going on in that little furry head? It all comes down to relief and reassurance. For the past several hours, your cat may have been in a state of heightened alert. Every noise outside could have been you. Every creak of the floorboards could have been your return. They've been waiting, worrying, and pacing. When that door finally opens and you walk through it, it's like a massive pressure valve is released. The frantic meowing isn't just hello, it's you're alive. I thought a predator ate you. I was already planning your memorial service. Don't you ever do that to me again. The intense rubbing is them frantically reapplying their scent to you, reclaiming you as part of their territory and their social group. They are literally trying to cover you in I love you pheromones, to make sure you're real and to calm themselves down. It's a desperate attempt to reconnect and confirm that their world is stable once more. It's an expression of pure, unadulterated relief that their favourite person and primary can opener has not, in fact, been lost to the great void. The next piece of evidence is what I call the Velcro cat, or the second shadow. Does your cat follow you from room to room? Do they sit outside the shower, looking deeply concerned for your safety? Do they try to trip you on your way to the kitchen? Is a closed door in your house a personal insult to their very being? If you can't even go to the bathroom alone without a furry escort, you might have a case of hyper-attachment on your hands. This behaviour, while sometimes endearing, is another key indicator of separation anxiety. They are so afraid you're going to disappear again that they can't bear to let you out of their sight, even for a second. They're trying to cram a whole day's worth of monitoring and affection into the few hours you're home. It's their way of making up for lost time and trying to prevent the great disappearance from happening again. They become your little shadow, silently padding behind you, a constant, furry reminder that you are their entire world and they're terrified of that world vanishing. Let's dig into the psychology of the shadow cat. Why this intense need for constant contact? It's not just about wanting food or attention in that moment. It's a deep-seated need for reassurance. When a cat is hyper-attached, their confidence is tied directly to your presence. When you are there, they feel safe and secure. The world makes sense. When you leave, that security blanket is ripped away and their anxiety spikes. So when you're home, they stick to you like glue to recharge their security levels. They are literally trying to soak up as much of your comforting presence as possible, as if to store it up for the next time you leave. Think of it as them trying to prevent the trauma of being alone. In their mind, if they can keep you in their line of sight at all times, maybe you won't be able to just dematerialize through the front door again. It's a slightly flawed, but very feline logic. So next time your cat follows you to the bathroom, remember, it's not just being nosy, it's a desperate attempt to keep their universe from falling apart. Sign number 3, the symphony of sorrow. This is the one your neighbours will tell you about. You leave for work and almost immediately your cat begins to vocalise. And we're not talking about a few cute meows. We're talking about loud, mournful, persistent yowling that seems to go on forever. These are not happy sounds. They are cries of distress. The cat is essentially calling out, trying to find their lost colony member. That's you. This kind of vocalisation is very different from the I'm hungry meow or the pet me now chirp. It has a distinct tone of urgency and sadness. It can go on for minutes or even hours after you've left. The cat isn't doing it to be annoying. They are genuinely distressed and are using their primary communication tool to try and get a response. They are shouting into the void, "Hello?" Is anyone there? My giant has disappeared, and the food bowl is only 3/4 full. This is an emergency. It's one of the most direct signs of their unhappiness, a literal cry for help. Now you might be thinking, my house is quiet when I leave, and quiet when I come home. I'm in the clear. Not so fast. Cats are smart. They often learn that meowing their little hearts out doesn't magically make you reappear. So, how can you be sure? It's time to play detective. The easiest way is to use technology. We all have a smartphone. The next time you leave, even if it's just to get the mail, start a video recording and leave your phone in the living room. Go out, wait 5 or 10 minutes, and then come back and watch the footage. You could also set up a cheap pet camera or a baby monitor. What you discover might surprise you. You might see your cat pacing anxiously back and forth in front of the door. You might hear those heartbreaking meows we just talked about. Or you might see them just sitting, staring at the door for a shockingly long time. This little bit of espionage will give you undeniable proof of what your cat's life is really like when you're not around. It's your window into their secret, lonely world. Alright, let's talk about the sign that often gets cats labelled as bad or vengeful. Destructive behaviour. You come home to find your couch has been reupholstered with claw marks, your favourite houseplant has been excavated, or a roll of toilet paper has been gleefully shredded across 3 rooms. Your first instinct is probably to think, he's mad at me for leaving. But I'm here to tell you, that's almost certainly not the case. Cats don't really do revenge. This destruction is not a calculated act of malice. It is more often than not a physical manifestation of a panic attack. When a cat is highly anxious, they have all this nervous energy and nowhere for it to go. Scratching, chewing and shredding are ways for them to release that tension and self-soothe. It's the feline equivalent of a human stress-baking 5 dozen cookies or nervously tapping their foot. Your belongings just happen to be the innocent victims of their emotional turmoil. It's chaos born from anxiety, not from anger. It is absolutely crucial to understand this. The destruction is not personal. I repeat, not personal. Your cat does not sit there, tapping its little paws together, thinking, you know what? She was 10 minutes late with my wet food this morning. For this crime, that expensive vase must die. That's not how their brains work. When they're scratching your door frame, they aren't trying to punish you. They are often trying to get out to find you. When they're chewing on your shoes, they're not trying to ruin them. They're drawn to an object that smells intensely of you, and chewing on it is a self-soothing mechanism. The scent is comforting. The act of chewing releases pent-up energy. Punishing them for this behaviour after the fact is completely useless and frankly counterproductive. They won't connect the punishment with the action they did hours ago. They'll only learn that you are scary and unpredictable, which will, you guessed it, increase their overall anxiety. So take a deep breath and remember, it's not malice, it's madness born of love. Now we enter sensitive territory. Sign number 5, inappropriate elimination. This is the one that sends many cat owners over the edge. You come home and find a puddle of pee on your bed, in your laundry basket, or right in the middle of your favourite rug. This feels like the ultimate act of feline defiance, a personal attack. But just like destructive scratching, this is very rarely about revenge. In the world of cat anxiety, peeing outside the litter box is a desperate cry for help. First, always rule out a medical issue. A urinary tract infection is a common cause, so a vet visit is non-negotiable. But if the vet gives you the all clear, then it's almost certainly behavioural. Specifically, it's often linked to anxiety. When a cat is stressed, they seek comfort. And what's the most comforting thing in the world to them? Your scent. By urinating on your bed or your clothes, they are surrounding themselves with your smell and mixing it with their own. It's their weird, and yes, pretty gross, way of building a scent soaker to calm themselves down. Let's dive deeper into this scent story, because it's fundamental to understanding cat behaviour. A cat's primary sense is smell. They navigate and interpret their world through scent. Scent marking, whether by rubbing their cheeks on things or, in extreme cases, urinating, is how they claim territory and create a feeling of security. When you leave, the ambient smell of you in the house begins to fade throughout the day. For an anxious cat, this is terrifying. It's like the walls of their safe space are slowly dissolving. By peeing on something that smells strongly of you, like your pillow or a pile of your dirty laundry, yes, they love your stinky clothes. They are desperately trying to reinforce that feeling of safety. They are mixing their scent with yours in the most potent way possible, creating a super scent that screams, "This is my safe space and my human belongs here." It's a misguided, messy, and smelly attempt to cope with overwhelming fear. It's not a "screw you." It's an "I miss you so much, I'm freaking out." Not all signs of anxiety are loud and destructive. Some are quiet and subtle, which brings us to sign number 6, changes in grooming or eating habits. You might notice your cat is grooming constantly, licking the same spot over and over until the fur is thin or the skin is raw. This is called psychogenic alopecia, and it's basically the feline version of a human nervously biting their nails. The repetitive act of grooming releases endorphins, which helps to calm them down. It's a compulsive, self-soothing behavior that can be a direct result of stress. On the flip side, you might also notice changes in their appetite. Some anxious cats may refuse to eat or drink while you're away. They're too wound up to even think about food. You come home and they're suddenly ravenous, gobbling down their food as if they haven't eaten in days, which they haven't. These are quieter clues, but they are powerful indicators that something is wrong in your cat's world when you're not in it. So, what's the science behind this? Let's do a super quick, non-boring lesson in Stress Hormones 101. When your cat gets anxious, their body, just like ours, floods with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This is the classic fight or flight response. These hormones are designed to prepare the body for immediate short-term danger. But when the stressor is you being gone for 8 hours, the body stays in this heightened state for a prolonged period. This chronic stress can wreak havoc on their system. It can suppress their appetite, cause digestive upset, and lead to compulsive behaviours like overgrooming. The cat isn't consciously deciding to do these things. Their body is just reacting to a constant state of low-grade panic. Think of it like being in a perpetual state of, "I think I left the stove on." It's exhausting and throws everything out of whack. So these physical signs are not just quirks, they're the physiological fallout of emotional distress. And our final sign, number 7, escape artistry. You might find claw marks concentrated around doors and windows. In some extreme cases, cats have been known to destroy blinds, tear through window screens, or even try to dash out the door as you're leaving or coming home. It's easy to misinterpret this as your cat wanting to run away, that they hate their home and want to be an outdoor cat. But in the context of separation anxiety, it's the exact opposite. They are not trying to run away from home. They are trying to run to you. The door you just walked out of is a barrier between them and their source of safety. They are desperately trying to break through that barrier to follow you and restore their sense of security. It's a frantic, instinctual attempt to reunite their colony. It's a misguided mission to find their missing leader. This behaviour can be dangerous, as the cat could get lost or injured, making it one of the most serious signs that their anxiety has reached a critical level. So after all that, you might be thinking, "Okay, I see some of these signs in my cat. But why? What causes this?" There's no single answer, as every cat is a unique little weirdo. But there are some common triggers. A major cause is a big change in routine. Did you just go back to the office after working from home for a year? That's a huge shock to their system. Other triggers include moving to a new house, the loss of another pet or human family member, or even a change in your work schedule. Some cats are also just genetically predisposed to being more anxious. Kittens who were orphaned or weaned too early might be more prone to developing hyperattachment, and certain breeds like Siamese or Burmese cats are known for being more people-oriented and can be more susceptible. Often, it's not one single thing, but a combination of factors that leads to your cat feeling insecure and anxious when left alone. The key is recognizing that it's a real issue, not just your cat being clingy. Okay, enough with the doom and gloom. Your cat is a ball of anxiety. What can you do about it? Let's talk solutions. Solution number 1 starts before you even leave. Change your departure routine. Many of us make a huge, dramatic production out of leaving. We give them a million kisses. We say, "Mommy loves you so much. Be a good boy," in a high-pitched voice for 5 minutes. This whole ritual acts like a giant flashing siren for your cat that the bad thing is about to happen. It builds up their anxiety. Instead, you need to be cool. Be nonchalant. About 15 minutes before you leave, stop interacting with your cat. Just go about your business. Then, when it's time to go, just pick up your keys and walk out. No big emotional farewell. The goal is to make your leaving as boring and insignificant as possible. This teaches your cat that your departure is not a catastrophic event worth panicking over. It's just a normal, uninteresting part of the day, like doing the dishes. Solution number 2 is all about making their solo time more fun. The magic words are environmental enrichment. A bored cat is a breeding ground for anxiety. Their predator brain needs stimulation. So you need to turn your home into a feline wonderland. This doesn't have to be expensive. A simple cardboard box with some holes cut in it can be a castle. A window perch with a view of a bird feeder is like kitty television. Invest in puzzle feeders. These are toys that make your cat work for their food. Instead of just scarfing down their breakfast in 30 seconds, they'll spend a good 20-30 minutes batting a ball around to get their kibble out. This engages their brain, satisfies their hunting instinct, and gives them a rewarding activity to focus on after you leave. The goal is to make their environment so interesting and engaging that they have less time to sit around thinking, "Oh my God, she's gone forever." And now for a super simple but incredibly effective trick. Solution number 3, scent swapping. As we've discussed, your scent is a huge source of comfort for your cat. You can use this to your advantage. When you're about to leave, take off the t-shirt you slept in the night before and leave it in their favourite sleeping spot. Your glorious human scent will linger on the fabric for hours, acting like a passive security blanket. It's like leaving a little piece of yourself behind to keep them company. You can also use calming pheromone diffusers like Feliway. These plug into the wall and release a synthetic version of the feline facial pheromone, the one they deposit when they rub their cheeks on you. This essentially sends a constant signal to their brain that says, "Everything is okay. This is a safe and secure place." Combining these scent-based tricks can significantly lower their baseline anxiety level, making your departures much less traumatic for them. Finally, and this is the most important part, know when to ask for help. You can try all these tips and tricks, and for many cats with mild anxiety, they will work wonders. But if your cat's behaviour is extreme, if they are injuring themselves, causing major destruction, or consistently eliminating outside the litter box, it's time to call in the professionals. Your first stop should always be your veterinarian to rule out any underlying medical issues. If it is purely behavioural, they may be able to prescribe anti-anxiety medication. This isn't a failure. For some cats, medication is a necessary tool to lower their anxiety enough for behavioural training to be effective. Your vet can also refer you to a certified veterinary behaviourist. These are the ultimate experts in animal psychology. They can create a detailed, customised plan for you and your cat. There is no shame in seeking professional help for your furry family member. It's the most loving thing you can do. So, there you have it, the secret and often heartbreaking world of feline separation anxiety. From the overly enthusiastic greetings to the shredded toilet paper, these aren't just quirky cat behaviours. They are often signs that our little furry companions are struggling when we're not around. The good news is that now you know what to look for. and you have a whole toolkit of strategies to help them feel safer and happier. Remember, your cat isn't being bad or vengeful. They are just telling you, in the only way they know how, that they love you and miss you desperately. And even when they excavate our houseplants or leave us a present on the bed, we love them right back, don't we? They're our family. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. If this video helped you understand your cat a little better, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more feline secrets, and share it with a fellow cat parent who needs to see this. And for my final question, what is the absolute weirdest thing your cat has ever done or destroyed while you were out of the house? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to read your stories. Stay crazy, cat people!